Hello everyone, you are listening to the Nearly Men Video Games Podcast. This is a very special episode where we are talking about Death Stranding, and right up at the front I'm going to say this is going to be spoilerific, so if you have not played Death Stranding and you don't want to know what's going to happen, then this episode isn't for you just now. Go away and play it and come back and listen to it another day. We are going to be going through the whole game, spoiling everything, so you have been warned. This is your last chance to turn around, get out of here, play the game and come back. I'm here with my fellow compadre Garry Hogg-Simmons.
Hello, hello, hello.
He is here. It's only myself and Garry who've played Death Stranding out of the Nearly Men. Colin's yet to play it. Hopefully,
I don't know if Colin will play it. I don't know.
I don't know. He was kind of getting a wee bit sold the last time we were talking about it.
Yeah, but I think this is I gave it a 10 out of 10.
Well, yeah.
But we were. I think after listening to us, particularly us who never knew much about it, it was a bit like,
Yeah. So one last final warning: if you do not want to know anything about Death Stranding and any spoiler, then go away, play the game, come back here and listen to it another day. But if you have played the game and you don't mind hearing about it, hearing the story points, plot points, everything basically spoiled, then stick around and listen up. We were just talking there, Garry. We don't know how to go about this.
Yeah,
we don't know where to start. You suggested that we perhaps give up our expectations going in and then just go through the game basically. And I think that's a good place to start.
Yeah,
and I'll put you on the spot.
No,
I'll say, why don't you let us know? First of all, how you felt going in, because what interests me is you were blackout on this.
Yeah, I knew.
Going in.
I knew. What did I know? So before I knew I played it, I knew there was a guy in soldiers who came out black goo. I knew you had a weird baby thing stuck to your chest. I knew you were delivering parcels. That's about it.
Right.
So, and even my information I knew was all a wee bit, is that what I saw in that picture or that brief glimpse of an advert? I never sat and watched anything in depth and really tried to enjoy it because I was just like, I just want to go in blind. I don't want to know anything about it.
See, that's good. I was slightly the opposite. I was trying to.
Oh, really?
The only thing I didn't watch was like the 8-minute trailer they released just before the game came out.
Oh, right.
I didn't watch that. I think I'd watched everything up to that point, and I was so bamboozled by it. I think that's why I was all right watching the stuff, because I thought that this isn't helping. This isn't helping me understand what this game is. Having played the game, I'm amazed at how much of the, not quite the end game, but the further on game is in the trailers.
Yes, they do show a lot when you look back. You're a bit like, oh.
Yeah, certain moments as well that I was like, oh my gosh. And I don't know whether it's because I'd forgot they were in the trailers, so when I got to them in the game, I was a bit like, oh gosh, that was in the trailer and they're showing it now. Oh. Whereas,
I think what the trailers did well from what I seen was it was very, very small snips of lots of things put together. And then I think I made up fake bits because I was like, well, when did that bit happen? And I think it was Kojima was clever on the way he put them together to create false memories as well in your head.
Right. Okay,
I mean, I was sure there was an actress in it who just wasn't.
Oh gosh, really?
Yeah, and I don't know why. I think I've seen things and read something and created a false memory, and then I was just waiting for something to happen the whole time, and then I was like, oh, I made that up.
Something that satisfies me a lot about the game is how mental it was, how like going into it and before anybody played it, how mental it seemed and how off the wall and how abstract all seemed. And I remember you saying this in the podcast the other week that it's not. It actually all makes sense. It's all explained.
Yeah, for a Kojima game, particularly, who likes to do over 18 games of Metal Gear Solid.
Yes.
To do it all in one game, I was kind of like, done. Give a round of applause for that, man.
Yeah.
But I was happy with everything. By the end, I knew everything in bunny ears. But there was nothing that kind of had any loose threads for me. I know people out there think there are, and I need to disagree with some of the things they've been saying, but it did all make sense. and it gave you enough clues that you could see bits of it coming.
Yeah, I'd go with that. Yeah.
Like I guessed. Well, we can drop a spoiler straight away, can't we?
Yeah, go for it, man.
So I guessed. Oh, not that far in that Bridget and Emily were the same person.
Oh.
And Mark actually really enjoyed sitting watching the game.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
I don't know why, because most of the times I was building roads, but he enjoyed sitting watching it. But he actually managed to sit a good few times at big story sections. And when that plot point was revealed, the Ha and the cat, that they were the same person, I was like, I knew it, I called it. And it's like, yes, you did. I remember you saying that.
See?
And you, when they were revealed, you felt rewarded. With it.
It's funny that this is really interesting because I wasn't. That's funny to say, but I wasn't really that attached to the Amelie side of things. So finding out they were the same person, I was like, all right, okay. It's funny because almost my whole focus went to the Mads Mikkelsen side, I think.
Oh, really?
Just when you said that there, it hadn't dawned on me until that point. And of course, Amelie is the main game, and it's interesting how it seemed like I was just doing the quests for the story, quests for the game, if you know what I mean. Whereas I wanted to find out what was going on with Mads Mikkelsen. That's interesting. But no, I did not call that they were the same person. There was definitely. I think that actually did they fade in faces at one point?
There's a bit where I think you're looking at her, he pulls her shoulder and she turns round and she's the other version.
Oh, okay. I've got a memory of them kind of almost merging faces, like a kind of cross fade between them. But I thought it was just in line with the story of it, the new president taking over kind of thing. But it could have been that, but that's a very obvious. And these are the same person.
So they slapped me with it, you don't realise it.
Yeah. I mean, there was a couple of moments I think like that. Well, I mean, if we start at the beginning where he goes to see the president, and that scene is replayed later on, and she tells you. She just tells you.
Yep. You're just like, remember she did that? The end game was lovely where you did go, that did happen, I remember that. It was not as if there was a fabricated cutscene or fabricated information. It was that recollection of, and the game was very good at deceiving you. In regards to BB.
Yes.
Or Lou, if you can call it Lou. It's the false memory thing because you start to make up your own memories of the BB unit. And it's only when you read the emails and then you go, oh, no, wait. So, like, when Mad Mikkelsen has the unit and he's like, where did you get this? Where did you get this toy? And you're like, oh, it's BB's toy. But then you're like, no, wait. The guy who died at the start, it was his toy. His brother gave him it. His brother... And the email tells you who gave him the toy. So then you're like, it can't be the same BB unit. Do you know what I mean? It was just because it came from somewhere else. But the game's so clever in the way it gives you that information and then lets it sit in your brain, but gives you hints in other places. It tricks you. I thought that was really clever. I was like, this game's been tricking us the whole time.
Yeah.
And it knows it's been tricking. It's not an accident. I was like, and that's where the genius comes in with the whole... At one point, I was sure it was time travel.
Yeah, well, we spoke about that briefly, didn't we? I mean, you.
I was ahead of you. Yeah,
you went away on, and I was far behind for a long time. But I remember speaking with you and saying, at first I think my first thought was that Sam, Norman Reedus' character Sam, was the BB in Mads Mikkelsen's thing, and then I fooled myself into thinking it wasn't.
We were trying to decide that if Sam was the BB that came out but had gone into the future and had himself as a BB. I remember that being one of my thoughts. I was like, am I myself?
I definitely thought that the BB in the unit you carried was you, I'd almost convinced myself of that. But of course it's not. And that's what I'm saying about it, how he's explaining things and how it all makes sense. Of course it's not, because that would be weird. and
yeah, it is, and you're like, that's so stupid. It's like the scar in the stomach, which you see after you repatriate the first time.
Yeah.
And then the first time you see, what's his name? What's Mad Mickelson's character's name?
Clifford Unger.
When Clifford comes out the ooze and he's got the orange scar on the belly. And we go, oh, Sam's got that same scar, and then just forget.
Yeah.
Like, it's referred to, so when you see the baby dolls with the scar, you go, oh my god, we all have that scar. We're linked somehow. Was I a plastic doll? And then you forget, and it's not forgetting because the games want you to forget. It's just, I don't know, it's hard to describe. The way they made you forget, but you knew it was there at the same time. It was very clever with sleight of hand and
yes, it was very well structured.
Like yeah, go.
No, I was just going to say, for a game that is so open world and free in a way, it was very structured and it kept you right on a line with the story.
Yes,
and I never felt that I was behind in any way, if that makes sense. You know, I never felt like I was you know how sometimes with open world games, it's not that you become too powerful, it's not that, but it's things like you find out areas perhaps that you shouldn't find out about yet and things like that.
Yeah.
I felt this game really kind of just kept you where you needed to be and revealed certain things at certain times to just really benefit where you were in the story.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, I mean, that I dare say that's Kojima from Days of Old as well. He's very good at that. But very interesting. How long did it take you? Do you remember your total?
It's like 54 hours.
Oh,
and the only reason I got through it, like, I had the flu and I was off work. That's the only reason I managed to get through it, because I lay on my bed like a deathbed and was like, I will get through this game.
And no wonder you're all over the place, so you'd have been hallucinating things.
I'm like, did I even finish it? 53 hours, 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Because I sent you guys the screenshot of it.
I've got 49 hours, 6 minutes and 37 seconds.
Hey, that's not bad.
Well, I kind of slap myself in the wrist, because you know what I'm like with my wee side quests. And, as I was saying in the podcast, I get slightly distracted building roads.
Oh, don't. I love building roads, man.
After that, I thought, no, I'm just getting the head down and doing it. Still built some roads, though.
I only have 3 roads left to build.
Oh, that's a dream, man.
And it's between...
I bet you can guess where it is.
I know, yeah.
I bet you it's between... oh gosh, it's on the mountain knot route, I bet you, and it's not like once you go beyond the the
station,
the engineer, is it?
Yeah,
the guy that gives you the grenades and things. Once you go beyond him, and you've got one station up the hill, and then you go into the next station. I bet it's between that station and the next bit.
Do you mean like the engineer, the guy who it's like the ground goes black and then there's the abandoned warehouse and stuff where the BTs are?
Ooh.
Or do you mean up by way by him, you pass the incinerator and then you get to the big unit?
Yeah. Is that an incinerator that's on your right as you're going away?
Yeah.
Aye, I think that bit.
You mean the bit before that?
No, I mean you've got a station after that, then the next one. And I think it's between the two next one.
No, did all that.
Right.
It's 3 or 4 bits of road between on the marshland. See if you think of the marshland between the mountains and the big station. After the incinerator. So you pass the incinerator and then you go down and you get through forests and there's bad guys there. There's mules there. So I've done all the road there. And I got to the big stationary bit, and then it's just this bit in the marshy land bit where when you drive through it, you go really slow.
I can't even picture it. That's terrible.
Because I can get up to the mountain fine. I've got the roads up to the mountain and down. and it goes like a bit into the marshland.
So satisfying, Gary.
And then, oh, I know, and just that. And when a BT that thing pops up, I'm like, nah, you don't come in the roads, whatever, bye.
Right, well, maybe we should start the story.
Yes.
And let's try and go through and see where it takes us, basically. I mean, I don't even know how long this is going to last. Who knows?
53 hours, 2 minutes, and 6 seconds.
So the first section, I could not believe. See, when I went back to kind of check like the plot points essentially after playing it, I could not believe when I saw what Sam Bridges looked like when you first see him. I was like, oh my god, of course he looked like that. I forgot completely about that.
Yeah.
I was just so used to how he looks later on.
I mean, it opens with him on the bike, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then the BT's following him, and it crashes, and then that poor deer dies, and I was traumatized for like 10 minutes. But I do remember when he's in that cave and you see the hands for the first time. I remember holding my breath because I was like, "What is that?"
That was brilliant.
It was the heebie-jeebies, yeah. And Fragile as well being there from the start. I thought that was because I was like, oh, where my spiky shoulders.
Yes.
That flare up when there's BTs about. It's small details like that I loved, but.
Yeah, and we find out he doesn't like being touched then as well, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we see the picture as well, don't we? The photograph. I'm never a fan of these kind of things, but I couldn't help
wonder why he kept dropping it.
Well, why? They maybe said this, but why is his wife's face all kind of ghosty?
I think timefall. It's been hit with a drip of timefall.
Is that what it is?
But it's also a thing to make you go, oh, it's Amelie.
Well, I wondered if that's what it was.
Yeah, I mean, part of me would say, well, point expected it to be hard. I was like, whoa, this game just went places I didn't want it to.
I did have a real problem because at times I was kind of explaining to my wife what was happening at the time and all that, and I do remember saying, so you're seeing Amelie on the beach, and she's like, who's Amelie? And I was like, well, it's your sister, I think.
Yeah.
But I think it's also the love interest.
It was very creepy. It was a wee bit, oh no, what you doing?
And obviously it makes sense, when you know everything, but...
Yeah.
I
it's when it's like, oh, you met me as a kid, and I was like, oh?
Yeah, yep.
Did you?
But it's a motherly love he's got for her, which wasn't exactly clear, I have to say.
No, I even him and his actual mom, I was like, well, that's his actual mom. It's the same person, so yeah, but he didn't know that, so it was all a wee bit. Oh no,
that's the thing in the story. When he goes to see the president on her deathbed. It's introduced as his son, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that you now naturally think, well, that's your mum and Amelie's your sister, and so that's how you go on for the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they're in the cave. We're introduced to the photo.
Yeah. And then you have to jog down to the city.
That's right, jog down to the city, and that's where you meet everybody, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, so you get there, and then Deadman's like, oh, welcome back, Sam Porter Bridge. Well, did they just call him Porter? And then like, oh, won't be a bridge again.
Yeah.
The name thing was very literal at times.
See the names. Surely Kojima can think of other names. You've got things
that
like
was the
Bridget
weird
and Bridges.
Thing, though. Like, well, I think that they was trying to make a point that everything's connected. I was like, but it's not that connected, for goodness sake. Even Amelie's name. It was just like, oh my goodness. So you meet Deadman, and then he's like, oh, you need to take this body, and that's where you meet the cool wee body disposal dude.
Oh yeah,
who then gets ganked, and just how there's two of them.
The whole shebang, because that's where they introduced the repatriate.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which can I just say, when that first happened, I almost felt my gaming chair. I was not expecting a baby doing his esophagus. you know, he thumbs up. Like, what? Actually, I think that's one of the first pictures I sent you and Colin that night. I'm like,
what was that? Because what you don't know, listeners, is Gary was sending us pictures of his reaction. We were getting Gary's face reacting to these things. But that scene was brilliant. The when you're in the back of the truck and it's all the noise around you and you don't know where to look.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I want to see it.
And then you know that it must be bad because he shoots the first guy, and then the guy with the BB unit, when he gives it, it gets dragged out of the air by the BTs. He starts stabbing himself in the chest.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, sweet. What? And then you see the giant BT eat him, which causes the void out.
Oh,
which then was never really revisited. But
I don't even remember that. That's terrible. I wasn't looking at it. There you go. So then you repatriate. And as you say, you go down your esophagus, and then there's a baby inside you. So you think, oh, what's going on there? But obviously that's just the birth of life, coming back to life. He doesn't hook up BB there, doesn't he? Not. That's not.
You know, he did hook him up because your wee shoulder thing's gone scatty. And the guy says, "Oh, you're not meant to hook up at." He goes, "Oh, you're not meant to hook up to one of those things." And he's like, "I'm putting it up anyway."
Oh yeah.
I just don't know, why doesn't the BB unit get destroyed in the void out?
That's a good question.
That is a good question. That's one of my questions where I'm like,
there we go. That's a whole.
Wait a minute. That's something to think about. That is a whole. So it's a shabami start to the game. It does not hold back in its weirdness. It's just full-fledged in there.
It's you know, as I've been saying on the main podcast, it's up till the third chapter. Mm-hmm. It's after that where the game opens up and you start to know things and see things and do things, to be fair. And up until that point, it's just kind of throwing things at you, and you've kind of got no idea what they're talking about.
You just got to like roll it and hope for the best.
Nothing's explaining, and they hold off explaining a lot of things to near the end. You know, things like void out. Why does the void out happen? I still don't know why the void outs happen. I
know why the void out happens.
Is it just a result of the Death Stranding?
The Death Stranding was Sam. So Sam getting sent to the beach as a fetus,
right?
And then Emily, remember she healed up his belly wound and put him in the water, and he came back, and then Bridget was like, "Oh, I've got a baby." That's what caused the initial void out, because her sending him back through opened the door to BTs.
Okay, so it's the BTs that caused the void out.
Yeah, so it's something like when a spirit meets when the soul meets the body or something like that, or tries to repossess. Like, I think basically the BTs are trying to go back to their bodies, or they want to go back to a body, and the universe is like, oh no, and it just blows up.
Something I did think at one point, just while we're talking about BTs, is this must have been about kind of 3/4 of the way through it, when you're starting to kind of work out what's going on, but you're not really 100%.
Yeah,
I was convinced. Well, I wasn't convinced. I thought that it suddenly dawned on me, perhaps we're dead. So we're in the land of the dead, and the BTs are the living. And every time we're using the cufflink to cut the umbilical cord, we're essentially killing people. But we think we're releasing them.
Did you see what happens when you cut an umbilical cord?
It goes up, doesn't it?
Well, the BT goes up and it goes back to where it came from. You get a like from the BT.
Oh yes, I saw that. Aye.
Which I was like,
what? That was maybe what kind of made me think.
Yeah, that was quite interesting.
Anyway, I'm starting to go. I'm going further on here.
Oh, we're going to end up doing this all the time.
Jumping all over the place.
So yeah, I feel like so then you go meet the president, and she does. I mean, I pooped my pants when she throws herself at you out the bed.
Oh my gosh!
I genuinely, I wasn't expecting it. Almost died myself.
Aye. That was a genuine jump fright. But even down to her, she was hand printing and all that.
Yeah,
That's totally telling you what's going on.
It was mental, and then the fact that no one was actually there, it was all hologram, and we're all like not there. I was like, oh wait, what? And then you've got the first climb with the body, which I thought was well done.
Yep. Yeah, that was good.
Because did you notice all the resources left are left by the guy who gave you BB?
Oh no, I didn't.
So when you're going up and you're climbing, it's either him or it's his brother you spoke to, but like the ladders and the ropes on the mountain are left by.
Was it Igor?
I'm sure it was.
Aye.
And I was like, oh, that's sad.
That's what happens.
And then the funness, and you're like, bye, mum. And then all the BTs come. And that's the first time you're really kind of you're put with them as a player. Oh, I felt ill.
Aye. Now this is something that I would have liked. I'd have liked the BTs to continue to be scary. I'm almost like I wish you couldn't fight them or something, because that first experience when you don't know what's going on, it was terrifying. It was really creepy, and the moment you started to get weapons to be able to fight them and things, it kind of demystified them a wee bit.
You know, I still get the heebie-jeebies though. Like, I hated running into BTs.
Oh, I don't like it, to be fair.
Like, but I used my blood bombs a few times, and then my cuff, I was really good with my cuff, but I rarely used anything else.
I got good with the cuff after speaking to you. Not long, and I'm so glad I did, because you really needed it later on.
Oh, aye. That bit.
But to begin with, I couldn't use it. I didn't know what I was doing. But
when you get used to the blinky thing, like, it's not really explained how to use that properly.
And it was also not being scared of going close to it, in a way. As you say, that it really flags up when you need to do anything.
Yeah. I remember that first encounter. I eventually threw myself off the mountain. That jump, get down.
It was horribly creepy though. Horribly creepy. So then where did we go? Where did we go after that?
So you go back and you're like, my mum's dead. Yay. And then they kind of, that's when like the Cairo network and stuff, they're like, let's go get Cairo'd up.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, the Cairo thing, right up until the very end, I was still like, what? But it's the fact that the Cairo powers everything. So when you like look at it all, everything goes back to Cairo, and even though they're saying it's so bad for you, they keep bloody using it.
That's the thing, no?
Yeah.
That's the social commentary.
Yeah. And the social commentary was great, and it's the one thing no one seems to be talking about, and I'm like, right, clearly people did not pay enough attention to this game.
Why? Because that's the Cairo network power and everything, and being bad for you is the same as coal, essentially. Coal or whatever.
But you didn't like Deadman, did you?
It was okay. I don't know why it wasn't Guillermo del Toro's real voice though. And then it seemed to be the same with loads of people. It wasn't Nicholas Winding Refn's voice for Hartman either, but it's his body. But is it a voice they put on? No, it's dubbed. It's a different actor. Oh, really? Aye. And I think that's what's odd. Because he had a kind of funny mannerism about him. Deadman. Aye. Yeah, it was a wee bit slapsticky. Aye, it was very inappropriately so. And I think, I don't know, maybe if we heard his voice to go with that, it might make more sense. Whereas the voice the guy eventually started doing was, again, it was kind of slapsticky. It was kind of jokey comedy. Now, I don't know what Del Toro's voice actually sounds like, so maybe I didn't have that disconnect like you did, because you were expecting something and then we're like, Well, it sounded. I mean, he is, South American. I think it's Mexican. He is. So it's a similar sound, but it's just different. So I don't know. It's a very weird thing to be like, oh, we've got Del Toro in our game, but it's like just his face. Yeah, that's really bizarre. And then, you know, there's people like Edgar Wright, the director Edgar Wright's one of the guys. He's, gosh, where is he? I think he's one of the distro centres.
Right.
And it's not his voice either. But I can understand that because it's just like, oh, there's Edgar Wright doing a wee cameo. That's
I get
fun.
you.
But somebody as full on as Deadman or Heartman.
Yeah.
I'm a bit like, why are we not using? I mean, maybe they weren't very good. I don't know. Because they're both,
maybe.
you know, both him and Nicholas Winding Refn are directors, so maybe they weren't good performers. But I don't know why.
How bizarre.
I don't know why. Yeah. Anyway, but no, I mean, it was okay. It was okay. Maybe I'm jumping ahead too far, but the shower scene.
The shower scene was hilarious. I was just like, I don't know what's happening. Have I banged my head? Is the flu taking over? Is this actually happening?
Everything about it, even the kind of. I mean, but then I remember saying to you, even right up to the end, right up until, gosh, just before you go to Amelie's Beach. So, you know, the penultimate mission, if you like. I wasn't convinced that your 5 friends weren't friends.
I know what you mean. Like, I see you in Deadman was like, I need the BB unit. I was like,
Aye.
No.
You're getting
and then it was just like, all right, take it. And I was freaking out. I was like rushing through the missions to get that Lou back. I was like, oh my god, give me my baby.
Right.
But I think again that's the cleverness, because as they're saying, it's a machine, it's apparatus, it's equipment. You know, might feel things for it. And you as a player are like, give me my baby back. Give me my baby back. Like totally. when you had to go up to the mountain, I had like no equipment. I was just getting up that mountain to get BB back. I ended up in a snowstorm on like a tiny little ridge, tiptoeing across it. I was so done for, but I made it, and you know, I was like, oh, finally getting him back, and then that stupid cliff appeared. But I think that comes back to this connection you make with your little baby in a jar.
Yeah.
And I think as well, see, because the lack of humanity, the only thing that Sam can bond with is a test tube baby.
Yeah.
And again, you're like, oh, what's the commentary he's trying to have there in the world? Because my thing was, they talk about the big cities, so you see some of this, like, see South Knot City and stuff. But when you go to the bunkers, it tells you how many people's in the bunker.
That's right.
But everything's underground, and then I'm like, are the cities actually underground now?
Aye.
To protect people from the chiral poison, I guess. Yeah. And then and then the lack of human interaction is why they've got the like system, which is actually what we have just now, and we do interact as human beings.
Yeah, exactly.
So
exactly.
It was the more you kind of dug into that side of the game, I was like, whoa, this is very deep.
There's got
without being in your face.
There's got to be something as well about how BB being in a jar meant that Sam wasn't touching him.
Yes,
Which again makes the ending so much more beautiful because it's contact and all that jazz.
Yeah.
So it's interesting how I would have liked to seen more people up top. You do see the odd porter and everything,
and you see the sculptist's daughter, but you have to carry her.
You carry her, that's right.
I mean, when she came out that door, I almost fainted. I was like, oh my goodness, they are actual people.
Yeah.
I was expecting robotic legs to come out or something.
I would have just liked to have seen a few more.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't need to be populated, but it just seemed a bit too sparse. But then, maybe as you're saying, maybe it's a safety thing that they have to be down.
Yeah, because
I suppose if time falls, you're in trouble. But then, why has everybody not got umbrellas and things? You know.
Well, yeah, because I remember saying that about like the structures. Why don't you just coat them in chiral paint? Which they've done with some things.
I did it with a ladder, didn't they? Give you a ladder that was chiral. Yeah. Which I lost.
Of course you did. Did you ever get the chiral boots? They were good.
No, I didn't get them.
I got the chiral boots. They were pretty good. But yeah, so then it was literally just like connect us. I mean, straight off the bat, you knew she was a spooky bism because nobody talks like that.
Who's this?
Amelie
Amelie.
and Bridget, and like, connect us, Sam, connect us. It was almost like, there's a game, Dead Space.
Oh yeah.
A horror game, and it's all about connect us. And I was just like, right, anybody that's with Dead Space knows this is not going to end well. Like, they were so insistent. It was hard to kind of be like, I want to do it, but then you just get the bug for building roads and making people connected.
That's the thing, man. That's the thing.
And did you ever 5-star a unit?
I don't know if I had. Oh no, maybe I did do one. Maybe they
give you a wee star to put in your leg.
I did 3 actually. Yeah.
I've got about 10. I was like, I want the set. So I spent ages in that first section just doing deliveries.
See, it was so satisfying. You know, I get slagged for being a fetch quest game, but there's something so satisfying about it, especially when you start building roads.
Oh, the roads!
You can just do them so quickly. Oh my gosh! I remember the road that really pleased me was, so you after you cross the river, or the ground zero, you cross ground zero. And you get to like Lake. Is it Lake Knot City? Is that where that is? I think it is Lake Knot City. And then your first stop's the distro centre, kind of south of it.
Right.
And then from there, if you go south again, it gets to the really rocky bit, like the Giant's Causeway.
Yes.
And when you build a road over that, oh my word!
I'm doing the action as if people can see me, but it's that floating goodness.
Oh my gosh!
No, it is good.
So pleasing, so pleasing.
But I mean, before you get to Lake Knot, you've got Higgs. The first time you meet Higgs, and that was just.
Now remind me, where is the first time you meet him?
So you get to Port Knot City, and you go to the distro centre.
Oh yes.
And you go in and you do whatever, and you walk out. And does that when he appears, or is the place already a sea of black? And you're like, oh, that's no good.
It's definitely hand in hand, whatever it was.
And I just remember when that happened, and I was just like, oh,
who's this guy?
What's going on? What you doing? Why are you summoning a whale? And the buildings, when they pop out and stuff. And I remember running low on, it must have been hematic grenades. You must have using hematic grenades at that point. And did you ever have the white body of Sam appear?
Like throwing things at you?
Oh, I tried to shoot that the first time it happened. I was like, throwing grenades at it. And I was like, wait, that's throwing things at me? No. And I was like, oh, wait, no, it's helped me out. Because I was in full-on black goo panic mode. I was just trying to climb up high, and I was getting really annoyed because I kept misjumping things, and I was like freaking out. And then I was like, I don't know what's happening.
Oh, man.
But I remember that fight being real fun. I don't really remember what Higgs did then. I just kind of remember turning up and being like, oh, so you're who I've heard about?
He's just been all baddie, like.
Yeah, and he's got his Cairo gold mask.
Yeah.
That was what I thought was quite cool.
He was a good character, actually. Nice to see
like
Troy Baker getting to use his face as well.
Yes. Did you find Higgs's house?
Not yet. No, I just noticed that I've got 3 journal entries or something, but
you don't need the journal entries to find it. There's missions you need to do to find it.
Okay, is this the pizza thing?
Yeah, it's the pizza thing. So do the pizzas, and then when you find Higgs's house, it's that's twisted.
Oh, okay.
But he was a satisfying villain.
Yes, it was.
And they built him nicely. Like the fact that he doesn't actually have beef for you. It's Fragile. Him and Fragile's story was horrible.
Yeah. It was pretty grim.
Yeah.
The scene of him basically sending her out into Timefall was horrific.
I was just like, you are a nasty, nasty man.
You're the baddie.
Yeah.
So we see Higgs and we deal with Higgs.
So we see Higgs and then we get on the boat with Fragile.
That's right.
And she's doing her whole, I may be fragile, but I'm not fragile. And you're like, what's it bad?
And that was good because that was a bit like, I suppose a lot of games do it, but like Greedfall kind of kept you in on a kind of a section basically, and it was a kind of tutorial of how to
your training ground.
And that was kind of similar with this, where that first section was, you get to use this and you can do this.
I remember getting that bike for the first time.
Oh, yes.
And then I almost had mine destroyed and was like, how do you repair this? And that's when I discovered you have to drive it down and park it. I like how you saw the bike as well. The bike was aware, you were aware of it, but you could use it and things. And I loved it because you saw it, you ran over and jumped it, and it was like, nope, that needs charged. And you're like, oh.
And do you know, I'm going to address something now. It's getting real stick for, being keeping your balance simulator and things like that as well. I never found that much of a problem.
I only kind of fell over a few times. Actually,
yeah.
I think it was like 14 maybe. And it tended to be up in the snow.
Yeah, and it felt okay. It felt like, oh yeah, because you're carrying too much or whatever. You're trying to push yourself too fast or whatever.
There was always a reason for it,
I never found myself kind of, obsessing about it.
No, the character screen shows your center of gravity as well, so it's not as if there was a few times I over encumbered myself and then came out of the inventory and went to walk and he just stumbled and fell over.
Oh.
And I was really annoyed, but it's because my cargo got damaged. It's like, ah.
Oh, all right. It's hellish when you're in the snow though and you fall over and your stuff comes off and it just slides away.
Oh, you watch it. Bye.
And you try to see what it is to go, am I going to go and get it? Am I going to go and get it? So we crossed the sea with Fragile.
Yeah, and that's when you find out Fragile can bam, in and out of beaches. And is that when you meet Amelie in another dream? And is that when you see the end of the world event? Remember, she's talking, she's in a red dress. And then she turns to talk to you and it cuts to a close-up, but she's in a blue dress at that point, like Bridget was wearing. And then it cuts back and she's in red and she walks into the ocean. And it's this scene from the end of the game and it's all orange and glowy and blue. And I was like, you are definitely not trustworthy. I was like, little miss, I'm walking into the end of the world. I'm sure that was that point. I'm sure that's when he falls asleep in the boat. And he drops his picture again and then Fragile's like, you dropped this. And I'm like, see that picture? That picture meant so much to you. You would have it in an inside pocket. But I'm sure that's
right there. Yeah, you could be right.
Because I think is that just Amelie maybe talked to you as well about Hicks at that point and like
she's trapped and all that jazz.
Oh, and it's them her coming to get her. So I'm pretty sure that's on the way to Port Knot City.
Could be right there. See, this all seems like so long ago now. So much has happened since then.
And do you know what's funny? See if you just went point A to point B, it's not. I don't think it'd be that long a game. I think the speed record's like 6 or 9 hours or something like that.
The speed record, yeah.
Yeah, because like when you think about it, you get off at Port Knot City, you just boost it down to the distribution centres.
Yeah.
And then you need to take the wee girl to her boyfriend.
And
then it's the Fragile bit because they tell you to take the bomb.
That's
which,
right.
By the way, Sam, that guy was clearly shifty. You've not seen a single person in a distribution centre. And this guy's like, hey, pal, can you take a package?
Not one person's handed you me a package. Aye.
I was just like, oh, come on.
But even to the point where, I'm not an expert on Troy Baker, but even to the point where I was like, that's that Higgs guy? Surely that's him.
I was like, what?
Right.
And then like, oh no, you might have a bomb. Oh no, you might have to throw it into a tar pit.
That was fine. That was all good. I wasn't keen on that section of the map down there at South Knot City. That was kind of BT Central.
Yeah. And I don't like that part of the map for trying to get your knots up to 5 stars because it's got all the ground with the crevices in it.
Aye.
Which I fell down with trucks about 8 million times and never learned a lesson.
I'll go with that.
And then I got my super speedy legs so I could jump them like Superman.
Oh.
Which was fun. I loved doing that.
I
So
know.
like sprinting and like leaping, and he leaps really far. It's comical, but it's so cool. You feel like a boss.
I noticed if you went to the kind of north point of that crevice,
You could snake up and round.
you could just drive round it. Aye.
Eventually, I just started building bridges. I was like, okay, get them on there. And then you find Fragile story, so Fragile, and I thought that was done really well. I thought that was
Yeah, that was a good scene. Yeah,
because you did for a bit. I was like, well, she's been working with Higgs.
aye.
Why am I going to work with her?
Well, that's the thing. You didn't really trust anybody.
No, it was good at building that up.
Yeah.
So and then I started wondering about the timefall, because how long was she in the timefall? And does it weather your body to a certain degree? But I guess she's been eating the cryo bugs or the crypto bugs.
Yeah, that's true. That was horrendous, though. Oh, the thought of it.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh.
Nasty, nasty man.
Ah, he's a bad man, that man.
He was a bad, bad man.
So meanwhile, in between all this, we're hooking up BB and getting my interest of the story.
Okay, the only bit that you cared about.
So you're seeing memories from the BB. What you think of the memories of BB?
I like that. I thought that was done very well.
Yeah, and you're finding out more about this Clifford Unger and what's.
Yeah.
Well, you don't know it's Clifford Unger at that point. You just find out bits and bobs. And I thought that whole strand was brilliant. I thought it showed you just enough to make you want to see more and different things. It was just, and Mads
you always knew the story was progressing because you get new scenes.
Yeah.
Like, so if you're taking so long resting, you started seeing the same memories over and over again. And I was like, oh,
did
right.
you? Well,
yeah.
I never saw the same one twice.
Oh no, I saw tons.
Oh gosh, I was just about to ask because I always got disappointed when you would come out your private room and you would come up and there'd be nothing. I was
No, I rested loads because I was using trucks for I think I was using trucks for like earlier than I should have been maybe. And I definitely I saw the Christmas one a few times. I saw the one he was drunk a few times.
Oh gosh, I had no idea.
There was like they just start repeating if you've not progressed far enough in the story for the new ones to trigger.
See, mind you, I was blitzing through it by the time I was getting into it, I suppose.
So eventually I was like, right, just skip. I'd let them load just to see. But no, I like the way it was just kind of teased out, and you were thinking, right, that's my dad. Well, I mean, actually, it is my dad, but you're thinking this is BB units.
Yes, yeah.
That your BB units, and it was like, and that's for me. I didn't remember him being the guy in the black ooze. Remember, I've saying the only thing I knew going in was like comes out the black ooze. So I was waiting for him to turn up as a character. And it did very soon because next we went on to the Mama section.
Yes, Mama,
which was
not spoke about at all.
Horrible.
Yeah, it was grim.
I was like, okay, trigger warning, please, for any.
Well, yeah.
Mothers who's maybe not had a football stadium following them, but who's maybe lost a kid or.
Yeah, totally.
It was very. I think I was like, all right. There's people I need to tell not to watch this bit of the game, or I was like, there's definitely pals of mine. I was like, no, just skip that chapter.
The whole idea of it as well, and the kind of invisible breastfeeding stuff like that—that's full on.
It was really deep and really. Woo! I was like, oh, Kojima,
really sad.
Mm-hmm.
But a great plot point and a great device. Yeah, basically.
The way because did you clock when she saw the baby attached to her, and everyone went about haywire, and the BT came through from the other side. Did you know what the BT was? Did you see it?
Where are you here?
So when you meet Mama. Oh no, I'm talking mince. So you've met Mama, and you've done our story bit, which we come back to, and you've got the cuff,
right?
And she's like, you have to cut it, and he's like,
okay.
are you sure? And she's like, yeah, she needs to go back, or she wants her back. She said something like that. So when you cut her baby, did you notice what appears in the sky?
I certainly don't remember.
So what happens is you cut it, and the baby BT floats up, and Mama's Ka or Ha, whatever version is it, comes through and embraces the baby and goes back in. Now Kevin never saw that, but it's there, and it's the first hint you've got that Mama isn't whole.
Okay. I don't know if I saw that. I don't know if it's my mind creating it. I do want to say I remember someone taking the baby.
Yeah,
I certainly never thought it was Mama at the time.
It's a female form that comes through, and I was like, oh, and I was like, well, you can't. I think it's done because you can't. You're like, oh, she can't live without a soul.
Right, aye.
And it's hinting at, like, because obviously you've got Bridget and Emily. It's the same situation there, sort of thing.
Right.
Because I was like, Kevin, watch that bit, and then he was like, oh, I missed it, and I was like, oh, for God's sake. But even the Mama and the sister story, like, the baby wasn't Mama's baby. That was really odd.
Yes.
Like it was so extra.
Well, that whole, what was it, Lochna, wasn't it? Her sister. Yeah. That whole strand.
That was
if you
mental.
Like, that was weird. I think that's the only part of the story that I found fantastical, almost. Even with everything else going on, that was the bit that I was a bit like, that's weird.
Which I find it easy to believe, though.
Yeah. Okay. Fair play.
And it's because, well, you noticed Lochna's eyes after Mama passed to change.
No, I did not.
So Mama's got blue eyes and Lochna's got brown eyes, and when Mama passes, Lochna has a blue and a brown eye.
Oh no, I didn't see that at all.
So it's the whole idea, like, there's two souls in the one body.
Right. Okay.
And if you think about twins now, they always talk about, oh, we've got this sixth sense of when one gets hurt, the other feels it, or sometimes they wear the same outfit and they don't realise. So for me, the idea that they would have a connected beach made sense. I was like, oh, that does make sense. And the fact that Mama's soul is on the beach, but Lochna's is on Earth.
Like,
to me, I was just like, oh yeah, it totally makes sense.
Yeah.
And that's why I think Lochna, because her baby BT would be up there with Mama, so she's even getting that sense of she has her baby. But
right, aye.
I can see it was the biggest plot point so far of going, really? But because they were twins, it made sense to me. I was just like, I'd get that.
Fair play.
Because then it was a whole, I'm not Lochna or Mama, I'm whatever.
I'm both, aye.
Yeah. But she could not seem to get, and I was like, right, Sam, you're thick. How have you survived this long? He kept going, Mama? And she's like, it's both of us, Sam. Oh, Mama? And I was like, oh my gosh, she just told you. It's both of them.
Then where did we go?
Well, after you. No, wait. Mama doesn't die till you get to Lochna, is that right?
That's right, she dies there.
You first meet Cliff before Mama. That's what it is.
Yes.
Sure, because you drop off the supplies and you got to Mama, and that storm takes you for the first time.
Yeah, the South Knot City, aye.
I thought that bit... Those were my least favourite bits of the game.
I'd agree with you. They weren't at the time, but by the time I got to the third one, I was a bit like...
And you know... See, when you figured out you can just blood bomb them and they die dead quick.
Yeah.
I was like, oh. I think in the final one, I didn't even get seen.
Really? Aye.
Like, I stealthed through the grass, and just took out
I did
Cliff.
that for most of them, aye. Did you just take Cliff out? Right,
I went straight for Cliff and ignored all his wee pals. Because when he goes down, they poof out of existence. Until he reconvenes, he just follow his handprints.
Yeah.
And find him. But the first time it happened, I was so confused.
Well, that's the start of chapter 4, isn't it? That's when you move off that chapter 3. So yeah, you were like, what the hell is this?
And I thought him coming out the goo and the tentacles linked to the soldiers.
Yeah.
And then the whole explanation of a mass beach was really interesting as well.
Yeah.
But also horrible because their spirits were stuck there. Constantly repeating, getting killed and stuff. It was quite, ooh.
Also, like, the level design was good because it was done that way that if you sprinted through it, you would die.
Yeah.
But if you kind of almost watched it, then you would see things, the thing would happen in front of you, then you could go and all that.
I did get killed with the crashing plane.
No, I think I avoided that, I think, if I remember.
I get hit with a tank blew up and I stumbled forward and the plane kind of went land and I dove first time and then when I realised where I went to and it hit. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. They were maybe the weakest parts. I suppose they're almost like the most Metal Gear Solid bits, aren't they?
Yeah, I remember being like, oh, it looks different. It's something very different to look at visually. And to play in, it was very different because it was like, here's your gun, here's your grenade, go kill.
Yeah.
I like the fact it was World War One though, and no one could make sense of it. They're like, why would the guy who be in World War One?
Yeah.
So that was a nice, interesting exploration of that sort of thing.
And that's when I really started hooking on. Oh, this is to do with time travel. And all
yeah, I think that made the time travel thing kind of make.
Yeah.
I think as well because when you die, you go down your own throat and see a baby. You start trying to think, oh, that would make sense if you can time travel through your own esophagus. Don't know why that would make sense, but.
So then we've got a whole section without BB, haven't we? Once we get to Mountain Knot City, basically we have to do.
Yeah, so you take Mama's body up, and they're like, "Oh, don't worry, you don't need to burn it. She's not necrophine, or she doesn't go ooey and gooey. She won't BT, and that's because she has no soul. She's a husk. But then, why did the president?
Maybe she never was going to void.
And that was just the cancer coming out. She had womb cancer, and when you think she bleeds black for the stomach area. There's a wee question.
Oh yeah, that's another question.
Right, Kojima, prepare for our email. Aye, so that's when Deadman takes your BB unit. Or Lou, because that's the first time he calls the baby Lou, right. And I went, "Oh, it's got a name. Oh crap!"
Oh no, now we care.
Yeah, I was like, is that when he gets in the shower?
It could be actually, because he comes and he has that whole explanation with you, and he takes it away.
Yeah. Did you ever interact with Lou and he goes up and he taps the glass, and the baby turns around and it's Deadman's head?
Oh no, I didn't get that.
Oh my god, the first time it happened, I actually fell off the chair.
Oh my god.
It's horrible. So now you go up to Lou and you pushes it and it cradles. So you push the button and it goes up, and instead of cradling, he taps it, and BB kind of just wriggles, and he taps it again, and BB spins round, and his head turns into Deadman's head, and he screams at you.
Oh my god. And
then Sam goes and wakes up back in the bed. Oh, I mean, it happens multiple times after that, because I was also interacting with Lou, because I like doing it, but oh my god, pure. Oh, the first time it happened was not pretty.
Did you get the one where he breaks out the jar?
Yes.
Aye, that was the same idea.
Oh, but I've only ever seen that one once.
I got that a couple of times. I've got that a couple of times where you go up.
Does he headbutt it?
Ah, you knock it, and then he knocks it back, and he starts to knock it harder.
Oh no! Oh, I did not like that. I was traumatized by that. I put my joypad down and was like, "Oh, what?" I'm like shaking my hands at the thought of it, because it's just, yeah. Because Sam starts freaking out as well. He's like, "No."
Yeah.
And then later on, you've got the one where he taps it and the doll turns round.
Oh yes, I think I saw that one. Yes,
but I think that's linked to the story.
So you just moving on here then, story wise.
So you've got to do all the snowy mountain ones without
link them up.
BB, but that's when I first learned how to snip BTs in the wild.
Yep.
So basically, when the because the arm, when you get the slow motion thing still, and your wee arm still kind of went up.
All right, okay.
I'm sure that the wee arm thing still did this wee, but you still get that kind of thunder sound effect, and everyone's slowed down, and you get the ha 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 laugh, which looking back is really cheesy. And I literally, for the snow, I was just inching forward and hammering square every time I seen it. It took me ages because I was pooing my pants. And then you connect all the mountain regions, and then that's when you've got to go up to the cabin. I'm like, why are you up in the cabin, dead man? Really?
Hiding up there.
Really?
In the middle of a storm.
Oh, I'm like, yeah, tube.
And we get another...
And you get another Clifford thing. And is that the one he's in the web at the start? Oh, yeah, I like that one in the city. It was like Prague, it looked like, or something. It was all...
Dead Man's got BB to begin with.
Oh, it's horrible. And the skeletons in the sewers are coming for him. I was expecting the worst, I'm not going to lie. I was kind of on the edge of my seat.
I think this is where I first died in this.
Oh, really?
I think this is the... Was it the first time I died? I think it was. And it was doing the cliff section that constantly try to get him.
By that point, I knew my blood grenades were really good, and I had enhanced blood grenades. So I was just, I eat blood. Just chucking them everywhere. I was
starting to get annoyed with it. I was like, this is the 15th time I've tried to get this, and I'd get to the third stage and then die. Oh no.
But I liked when he was in the web of barbed wire. That was really creepy.
Oh yeah.
Like asleep, and then as soon as you plugged into BB, he woke up.
That might have been that level actually. Now I think it.
And then Dead Man gets really attached to BB, creepily attached.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, oh no, does he fancy the baby? And I was like, does he fancy me? And then BB, when he talked to Sam, remember BB was like, nah, go away.
He took it off, didn't he?
I was like, you will talk to me. I was like, rocking the baby for ages. I was like, love me again. Love me again. And
then we're back again, aren't we? And
so you kind of go through it, and that's when you get the dog tag.
That's when you get dog tag, and we find out that Sam's wife was pregnant with Lou.
Yes.
Not the Lou we have.
Yeah.
They were going to call it Lou anyway.
Lou, aye.
Because her name was Lucy, wasn't it?
Oh, there was so many names that sounded similar. I don't know. I was like, why pick a different letter for the alphabet?
Because Mads Mikkelsen his wife was Lucy. Oh, no, Lisa. That's right.
Who is the girl for PT? Who's the baddie in PT?
I was going to say.
Who had a creepy baby fetus in a sink.
Do you know what I mean? I've kind of looked into it a wee bit.
Aye, it's so a wee bit.
It's here and there. Is it linked, or is it just well, we designed this so?
I was like, right, Kojima, a bit obvious, man. That's it. At least go with a different letter.
Actually, because it was Lisa and his wife was Lucy. This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
it was the same. They died.
And is that so we find out that Dead Man's not a man? He's like a Frankenstein's monster.
That's right. He says
because he discusses the similarities of why he finds it. He doesn't understand why you're close to this thing because I'm not a person as well. And I was like, wait, what? Hold on, what? That for me came from left field.
Yeah, but I'm not convinced it was needed, to be honest.
I was a bit like, I don't feel sorry for you.
Yeah,
and
because you're the kind of comedy character.
Yeah, that was a wee bit odd.
Yeah.
I was just a bit like, and then he was getting creepy with my baby, and I was like, and stop being creepy, yes, zombie man. Because even when you get back to the real world, it was a wee bit infatuated with BB still, and I was like, enough. I was like, oh yeah, big creepy.
But then is it just simply because Lou has that effect on people?
Maybe, yeah.
He's special,
maybe, yeah.
But yeah, it was creepy.
And then I was like, right, I've got my baby back. And then he sent us out in the mountains, and I just wanted to like throw myself off the cliff.
Well, that's where we're heading to Heartman, weren't we?
That whole next section, man. I was like, give me a road, please. I did manage to start building zip lines, which was good.
The zip lines were good. Aye, there
I got
wasn't enough of them in my game.
I think one day when I got there was like one in a stupid place, and I was like, that person has wasted Cairo.
Aye.
And then I went to sleep, and the next day when I got up, there was a few more, and I built ones in between to really help kind of zip around things.
I definitely came across more that were in kind of silly places and couldn't see any other zip lines.
It was really odd. I was like, are people just trying to annoy me?
But we get to Heartman and we find out that he's a creepy guy. Another creepy guy.
I was just like, right, okay, Foxhound, which is Metal Gear Solid people. I was like, what are we doing? I was like, how can all these people be in charge of the country?
I know.
Is it this guy who's awake or alive for like 4 minutes a day? It was also the first we had seen a luxurious setting.
Yes. Yeah, it was the first one really inside.
Yeah. But like it's the first time you'd seen somebody with carpets, or like soft flooring, so he didn't die. But books and the statues and the photos of his wife and kid, that 3 minutes was really interesting. Trying to look at everything.
Yeah. And it was quite nice because the hitboxes for things were quite small, so you might think there's nothing there. But you move slightly to the right and there is. I liked all that. And gobbling up information as quick as you could.
I know it was. I was like, give me my 3 minutes. Wait. But then I was thinking, surely his poor heart cannot keep up with that. Like, his heart must be knackered.
Why didn't he turn the timer? I've never quite understood that. Is maybe Cairo? Was there maybe some sort of Cairo connection?
The timer when he was alive?
Like,
when he was at... Was it just to remind him how long he had? Like 21 minutes?
No, it seemed to be when he was going to have a heart attack, he would turn the timer.
Oh, yeah, for the 3 minutes? Yeah. Maybe it was just a bit anal retentive.
Yeah, it could be. Just a thing to do.
Yeah.
So this is when all the information starts to come. This is when essentially you start to understand what's going on.
Yeah.
And
I can see he starts to really go into what a beach is and how everyone's their own beach. And he talks about the big mass beaches because that's where he died the first time, a mass beach, wasn't it?
Aye.
Because he was in heart surgery. And then the backup generators kicked in, which took him back.
That's right, aye.
And then he watched his wife and his kid walk away, and I was like, oh, that's heavy sad.
Aye, that's very sad, yeah.
Aye,
so that... I suppose this is what I was talking about earlier, about how it kind of leaves you with things and doesn't explain them, but it eventually gets explained, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So they don't ask you to know everything yet, but it's, like beaches, you just kind of start to understand what they are without knowing what they are. And then when this is explained, you're like, oh, right, okay, so that is that.
Yeah.
It's almost like a wee kind of nudge in the right direction.
Yeah. And then that's when he starts talking about Mama, and then he whips out the umbilical cord.
Yes.
And I'm like, wait, where was that? Was that inside Mama? Like, because they had it, because David was like, oh, we couldn't let them know you had that. And I was like...
Because it's Bridget's umbilical cord.
Yes. Oh, no, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
It is, because she's the extinction entity.
Oh, I thought it was Sam's umbilical cord. They get shot off.
Oh. No, as far as I know, it's the extinction entity has the umbilical cord on the outside. And that's what he was saying. He was, talking about dinosaurs.
Because he talked about it. They all had them as well. But then why is it... Oh, because they cut it off. Wait, when did they cut it off?
Well, I don't know.
Because one of the files talks about the first void out is when a doctor touched the umbilical cord and then he looks up and goes, what are you? And then the void out happened. Did you read that file?
Possibly. It does ring a wee bell.
But that all has to happen after Sam's recuperated. What's it called? Repatriated the first time, like to Bridget, and she's like, I'm going to raise this weird ass baby as my own. Which must... So BTs must just be drawn to life itself as well, like a newborn baby.
Ah.
Does that mean the first void out happened because a BT ate a baby? Oh,
Lovely.
oh God! Yuck.
Aye, the umbilical cord belonged to Bridget Strand. Yeah.
So that was Bridget's extinction cord, right?
Aye.
And it was still attached to her whole life. Creepy belly button.
Excuse me. So,
but they don't really explain that at the time. They're just like, here's a creepy umbilical cord.
Aye,
all right.
Aye. Because you need to go away and come. You do the paleontologist and all that, don't you?
Aye. And that's where I voided out the first time in the game. Have you ever died in the game? Like, not on purposely died?
Yes. Aye, I did. Aye.
Like, the crater it leaves behind.
Oh, I don't know if I noticed.
So, I see when you go down, you've got to collect the 5 jars.
Yes.
So, I was in the middle of that, and then I get cornered by a bunch of BTs. Then, like, 5 giant lions attacked me. And then I get eaten. I got taken up the sky and eaten. When the game reloaded, it reloads where you died. But the area's gone. It's a crater. It's a massive crater.
Oh, no, I don't remember that. It did happen quite early in the game for me. So I don't know if I just don't remember it now.
Yeah. And I was, because at first I was like, what's going on? Where am I? And then I was like, oh my gosh, I've voided.
I think after it happened the first time, I think I managed to escape every time.
Yes.
If memory serves.
Were you ever in a car when the BTs grabbed you in the black ooze?
Yes.
Oh, when they ripped the door open, then you was just like, power me out, power me out. Oh, that was horrible the first time that happened.
Didn't like that. I thought I was safe in the car.
Yeah, same.
That was a good one. That's where I brushed up on my cuffing.
The second time I did it, I was like, right, let's get my cuff back in action.
Snipping left, right, and centre there. Aye, so then you head back to Hartman, and that's where he starts to tell you about.
The Corellium and the blood and the extinction entities, which is funny. So extinction entities, EE is a character from Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, there you go.
So when they're Emma Emmerich, so when they're talking about all that, I was like, all right, we're just regurgitating all our old shorthands as well. Kojima, is that what's going on? Cool. And Emma Emmerich was the key to saving the world in Metal Gear Solid 2, and then she dies. So it's like, again, it's like this, the weight of the world on EE's shoulders.
Extinction entity.
So it takes us to chapter 9. So what's it saying here?
Chapter 9.
Extinction entity Amelia, our daughter, may actually be an entity itself.
Oh, this is where we go down to...
Is this when you go Super Mario?
Yes, it would be, yes. if I'm talking about
it's like
the giant tar pit, yeah.
I was like, oh, Mamma Mia! Run and jump. Now, what I'm struggling with, and it happens at the end of the Super Mario section, and then it happens again. Amelia is there in the world. Remember, you get to the end and she's standing with her arms out, and then later on, when you find Higgs' big boss, she's in the chest. She's a physical being in the world, but
you're not in the world. You're.
Well, no, you are. Higgs has summoned VTs to you. It's not as if you've gone into a bubble or anything, or a beach.
But is that not a kind of halfway place when the tar comes up and all that?
I don't think so.
Is that not like a bridge? You could be right. I don't know. I just always assumed it was a kind of neither here nor there. You know, and if you get out of it, then you get back to the world. That's why it disappears.
Because no one ever really comments. Like the guy in the centre at Port Lake City isn't like, oh look, a giant whale was just fighting outside with lots of buildings.
Aye.
No one ever kind of comments. So possibly, maybe it is a sort of a weird,
well, you're not
Twilight
quite
Zone
anywhere.
sort of, yeah.
I kind of because the beach is considered afterlife, isn't it?
Yeah, the beach is the afterlife.
So it's almost like a purgatory kind of place. Where you're kind of, well,
no there, but
not
no
quite purgatory,
here.
but you know what I mean.
Yeah. An in between world sort of thing.
Yeah, I think it must be something like that.
But then it gets mental.
I quite like the fact you had to be caught though to trigger that.
I like that.
I thought it was good.
I actually had to look that up online.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, because I spent age. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing.
It was one of the emails actually, but when I remember thinking, I wonder if I have to get caught deliberately here to get into this.
Mm-hmm.
And then just at that point, Dead Man comes over the radio saying, maybe if you check your emails, there might be. I was like, okay. And then it was that, sure enough.
I just started killing everyone because I was getting frustrated. I was like, eat grenades and die and do something. Ah! And I was like, all right, that makes sense.
So we hippity hop over the tar, and then
I found
we're west, aren't we?
I found that bit really creepy, and I don't know if it's because all the cars were lined up to the city or
the kind of ghost towny type.
Yeah, and then the brain things appear.
The brain things, aye. Which weren't these? I thought they'd be worse than what they were.
They were just a bit irritating. You can encounter them earlier in the game. Kevin bumped into them.
Oh, really? Yeah.
One of the ground zero sites you have to go to. See when you go to get his tools, maybe.
Right.
Now the one it's just north of the engineer.
Aye.
And you go through the kind of shopping mall centre with all the escalators.
Aye. That's
Kevin said
that Middle Knot City. That was the one.
Yeah.
That, Fragile blew up essentially, or didn't.
Aye. Kevin said if he went back there a bit later and all the brain things were there.
Oh, I did notice they were at the kind of Giant's Causeway bit again. When I was going back the way, they were there as well. Aye. Again, that was later on. That was after you'd met them here.
I see. Kevin had never met them by that point, so I find that quite interesting. They can spawn depending on what's going on. But no, like getting through that city, I found really haunting. I found it quite. This doesn't look good for Amelie if she's meant to be here. Because up to that point, I thought she was still a person at that point.
Yeah, me too.
I was very much in the case of she's hiding. I had this idea that she could physically step into a beach and step out.
The way Sam could.
Sam does. Yeah. So I was really waiting for her to be there, and then when you get to the depot thing, it's just there was no even a wee dude, was there?
No, it was just that sign. Yeah,
the kind of automated response sign.
Yeah.
And
then you come out and that's Higgs again, isn't it?
So that's when Higgs appeared, but you get the rocket launcher before that, which boss fights coming. I've got a rocket launcher. Yeah. And then Giant Higgs appeared.
Aye, that was good.
I liked that fight. That was good. I think that should have been the last boss.
I thought it was.
I spoiled the last boss to you by accident. I was trying not to say there was another boss, and then it was obvious that there was going to be a boss. I was like, oh, damn it.
No, I don't think you did.
Because I think I was like, there's something big, and then there's the 2-hour cutscene. Oh, so maybe you hadn't met the stupid whale thing yet?
No, I had, because I think I'd just defeated it and I was heading back.
Yeah.
And you were kind of saying that there's one big boss left kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I've met this flying whale.
And I was like, oh,
that's
no.
it.
Yeah, that's it. I think Giant Higgs should have been the last boss, or Giant Amelie, whatever we're calling it.
Yeah.
I thought the fight was clever.
And then you had as well, design wise, it was the kind of best thing.
It made sense as well.
Yeah,
it was kind of like, the harbinger of the end of the world thing.
Yeah.
And then when he shot BB,
he shot BB because he's the baddie.
Kittens.
He's the
baddie.
And
then Sam didn't care. I was like, you've named it. You've named it Lou. It's been shot, and you're just like, oh, cool, everyone going for a nap. I was slightly traumatized at that point when that happened.
So we take down the big guy. Oh, that's right. He shoots BB after it, doesn't he?
Yeah, because you kind of have a kind of one-on-one sort. He puts the gold mask on Amelie.
That's right.
He's done all that, and then he's like, "She's mine. She's going to herald the end of the world."
We'll see you on the beach.
Ooh, hiss.
And then we go to the beach. We go to.
They make you go all the way back first.
Is that first?
they make you go back to... Aye, because Fragile can't travel because she's weak. Because apparently everybody thinks she's a taxi.
Oh gosh, is that?
And you have to make your way back east.
Oh, you're right, yeah. Oh gosh, and that's where Cliff is again, isn't it?
Oh. Aye, yeah.
That's right.
Do you use Cliff to get back over the Super Mario section? Is that what happens?
Ah, that's right. You're just over there, aren't you?
Yeah, and that's the kind of Vietnam sort of one and stuff.
Aye.
And then you make your way back. Do you fight the whale before or after that? That's
up at the very end. That's up at Capital Knot City.
So do you get back to Lake Knox City and then go to the beach and Fragiles there, or?
It must be because you don't go over the Ground Zero again.
Yeah.
You could be right there. So Cliff gets you over the road.
So after you defeat Amelie... after you save Amelie, Fragile comes up, and then you go and you do the Higgs fight. I like the Higgs fight, I must say.
You go to the beach first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's in the spider web.
That's right. And you fight Higgs.
And you fight Higgs. The Higgs fight was good.
It was good. It was very good.
I kept throwing suitcases at him for the banter. I was like, and then run up and hitting him. Although, did you use your... How did you get on with the thread, the parrying with the thread?
Good. It just took a wee while to get used to, but
yeah, I spent ages practicing the moves, like early game, because it was fun.
No, that's the first I'd used it against Higgs.
Oh, really? No, because I was quite good at sidestepping and whacking them.
Because that's what made me go back there, because I remember using that in the last Cliff one quite a lot.
Oh, really?
But the first I'd used it was in the Higgs fight.
Mm-hmm.
And then could you... The wee Street Fighter bit.
Oh, could you recite? That's the end of Metal Gear Solid 4.
Is it?
Which everyone hated.
Oh,
it was
gosh.
dreadful in Metal Gear Solid 4. So then this started again. I was like, are we kidding on, Kojima? At least you had the cryo bugs to top up your health if you were kind of getting battered.
Aye. He was never beating me, though, to be fair.
Nah, it was like the Metal Gear Solid 4 one was really tricky at times. You're like, what? But that one was quite fair. Do we think he did kill himself?
Yes.
Do you think he did?
Why would you gunfire if he didn't?
True. Yeah. This makes sense actually.
He's got to have done it.
And is that when she opens the BB unit and it's the doll, or is that later?
I can't remember now.
Because see, when all the dolls start appearing, that's when you're like, oh. Because at first you're like, well, Higgs can't be controlling Clifford because Higgs... It starts to all unravel there with Amelie's actually the big bad.
That's right, because you run with her along your beach.
Oh, the home and away moment. I love that moment. Run with me, we can run back. And I was like, this is so twee, something bad's about to happen. I was like, this is so cringy. I was like, and it's Sam's face. He's for like a golden retriever. You're just like, oh no, it's happening. Something's happening.
That gear as well. It must be the most uncomfortable run anyone's ever done in their life.
And you're like, she can run far in heels.
Exactly, aye. So you get to the hill, don't you? And then that's
and then she's like, wait here.
That's right, but you still go up. Of course you do.
And then Bridget's down there with Dead Man, and Cliff comes out of the ocean.
Die Hardman. Not Dead
Die Hardman, that's And he comes out of the ocean with a gun. The Bridget's in white at that point, isn't she?
She is white at that point, yeah.
The Amelie's still red when she pushes off the cliff.
She is, yeah.
Yeah. Because that's when I was like, that's the same person. And I don't know what, but I was like, that's the same person. I think it's the fact she throws you off a cliff. I was that she doesn't want him to hear something. As like she's been, as like we've done a stupid wee run, to the beach, and she's tried to make everyone happy and everyone perfect. I was like, it feels really fake. And it was that point, I was like, that's the same person. And then he wakes up, and that's when he has to go east, and everyone in the world who played the game went, oh.
That's right. What way did you go?
There was a truck, so I jumped in that truck, and I drove the exact same way I came. I drove up the valley, took a right into the snow, then BT's trashed my truck, so I had to struggle through the snow for a bit. Get back to guy who dies every 21 minutes.
Hartman,
and then literally forced my way over a mountain because it was the quickest route. And I glitched my way through this mountain. I was like, the mountain. Back to the centre where my road was, got a new truck and drove all the way back to the city, dead easy. I was pushing myself. I was just like, get there.
I get it done. I went along.
What did you do?
I went from the kind of start of the tar pit. I kind of went along the bottom, slightly over the mountains, as little as I could to head to the Timefall farm. And got a bike there and zoomed up.
Interesting.
Because that was, I knew that it was all path, until I could get to a road. So I knew once I got to the Timefall farm it would be plain sailing, but getting there was the problem. But it was fine. No BT interference at all, which is nice.
And was it on the way back. That's when you have your final showdown with Cliff.
That's Cliff. That's right. Yeah. Where it kind of looks completely obvious that he's your dad.
Yeah,
when you think about back to it.
Is that the bit they show you? Is that when you actually find out he's your dad? Or is it the next cutscene?
That's you kind of give him BT at the end of it, and he just gives you it back.
Yeah, is it? Alright. Because he says the line, they call you...
That's right.
Bridges, a porter, but you're my bridge to the future. There was something like that. Yeah. And then he says it again later when you're in the flashback, when he gets a bit weird, as in, I've just stopped time, what's going on?
So that's a way at the end, that's a way up at the Wheeloo.
Go on, I'm going to agree at it. I'm dreading discussing that chapter.
So we find out...
Yeah, because you find out Cliff's not that bad, and he was framed and all that sort of thing.
And then you go to Amelie's Beach.
Oh, you see, in your way to the main city, before you fight the whale, did 5 lions jump you randomly?
Yes.
Oh, I was raging. I managed to run away and
escape them. Yeah.
I was royally annoyed. I was like, they're artificially trying to make the game harder by just throwing things at me that I can't fight. Mark was laughing at me because I hate it when games do that. And it's just like, and now we're going to throw 5 bosses at you. And then you get back and you go to the beach with Amelie after the stupid whale. What did you think of that whale fight?
It was okay. I thought it was a bit... It was just... there were so many grenade launchers that I thought,
this will be
fine.
Ages. I couldn't hit it. I couldn't get his weak spot. I don't know if
I don't know if I was hitting his weak spot, to be fair. I was just walloping it with grenade launchers.
Same. And it was taking...
It's taking it down.
Like, what? It was a really poor... It was a wee bit of tarnish from a really good game up to that point.
Yeah, I didn't feel threatened either. I didn't feel like it could get me.
The only thing that was getting me was when it sent its Cairo puppets to pin me down.
But I was already safe. I was already in a safe position. But so then we go to the beach and we find everything basically.
Yeah, it was literally like info dump.
Yeah, and you're given a choice whether you can kill her or stay with her.
So here's a question.
Oh right, yeah.
So she's all like, "Oh, there was 5 extinctions before this." How did the dinosaurs initiate the extinction things? How did they join the world with Cairo and then initiate it? That's where I'm a bit like, wait, could you that doesn't make too much sense.
They just exist though, do they not?
Oh, but she had to actively...
Oh, it's because, she sped it up though.
Right.
So she could eventually just let it happen whenever it happens. But she
Which is what the dinosaurs and the other things sort of did,
I presume so, yeah. But she made the choice to make it happen.
To connect it. All right, so she brought the Cairo into the working world more than... cool. Right.
That's what I was getting from it anyway.
Yeah. And then you had to shoot her or walk away, or your third secret option.
Yep. Did you shoot her?
No.
Did you not?
No. Did you?
She gave me the gun.
Did you unload enough?
And I completely, all 3 bullets into her. Immediately.
I aimed it, and then I was like,
Oh, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, man.
Oh no, but it's kind of like what she said. I was kind of like, this is too easy. Why would you just pop it in her? I was like,
How many times did she end the world before you worked out what it was?
I tried to walk away the first time, and it ended. And then the second time, I just walked at her and get the hug prompt.
Oh, that's nice. I think it was my third time. I think I shot her the first time.
Then walk away.
Then the second time I walked away, and then the third time I walked to her. Aye. But I mean, you couldn't have shot her any quicker than I shot her.
It's like, have you learned nothing this whole game, Paul? Nope.
So that was nice. That was a nice wee bit. And I actually quite liked the fact that it didn't tell you everything in that scene. It kind of jumped. So it's like, I'll explain everything to you, and then it jumped.
And I gave you your 5-hour credits.
The first of the credit sequences.
All 3 sections of them. I was just like, oh, come on. I see that bit when you're the credits when you're just running around, seeing how far before you get warped somewhere else. And then he's blue, looks like a wee smurf.
Aye, why was he blue?
Because he was dead.
But he wasn't dead. He was on his beach, was he not?
Well, because when he was a baby and he went to the beach, he was blue.
Was he?
Aye, because when you repatriate a blue baby's in your throat that last time, you're like, ah!
That's right.
What? Whoa. Do you remember? And so I remember the images of the 5 floating figures.
Yes.
And he sees it in the dreams, and he sees it in the nightmares, and then he sees it at the end when he gets saved.
Yeah.
Who do you think the 5 floating figures are?
Well, I just naturally assumed at the time that it was Dead Man, Fragile, Die Hardman, Hartman, and whoever else, Mama, Logna.
Yeah. That's what I think it was, because they were coming to get him. But I think the way when they get the flashes, it was meant to be like the 5 previous
extinctions.
So when you saw that, I was like, oh crap. And then you start hearing their voices, and I was like, oh wait, this might be a good thing.
Aye. And that was one of the first images that got released for Death Stranding, which is
I always remember that image, so that's why I'm like,
that's mental, isn't it? That's one of the lasting images.
Angus, it was built up to be that could be a big bad thing. So when you see it at that point in the game, you go, oh no.
Yeah.
And then it's like, shabam, we're the good guys.
So they bring you back. And
it's been months. He's gone months.
Months, that's right.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to know how long it's been to him.
Yeah.
So that's kind of worrying.
And then you've got the president's speech and all that, which...
Yeah,
see that bit with Die Hardman at the end. I was like, shut up and just let it go away.
Oh, do you mean when he sees you after the speech?
Aye.
Oh, I thought it was a beautiful scene. Oh,
no, I was like, I don't care. This is all your fault. You're a tube.
Oh no, I thought the actor played it beautifully. I thought, and it was just.
Oh no, it was well done. But I was kind of, I was like too little, too late.
Your bridge had been burned.
Oh yes.
Hey. I thought that was a great scene between him and Die Hardman. That was really good. And then where do we go? Then we're.
So then what happens is
we're fighting. He's dead. We lose deed.
Oh no, don't. Oh.
Aye.
Oh, I felt ill, absolutely ill when Dead Man's like, he's not responding. Like,
oh man.
And then they're like, oh, you need to go incinerate it. I was like, oh what?
Do you know? I thought that was a great thing that you had to actually take it.
Oh no, it was just it was full circle. It was the start of the game again, but this time you actually cared. With the mum, you're like, nah, get the file. We Lou, it was like,
oh, that walk up the hill, man.
And then you never did this, but see if you push the shout button. Now, if you goes, is anyone there? Hello. If you do it with Lou, he's like, I'm so sorry, Lou. It's all my fault. Man. And he says lots of other things, and you're like, oh, it's like our last journey together, Lou. And,
oh my god!
And then I couldn't help but just keep pushing it because I was like, this is punishment for me. I'm punishing myself. This poor baby is dead. Did you take the exact same route that you did with the mum?
I don't know. I don't know if I can remember.
I did. The only reason I know I did is because I used the stuff Igor, what was his name, had left.
Ah, right. Okay.
So when I was walking up, I was like, oh, the ladder's still there. So I used the first ladder across the river, and then I saw the ropes. I was like, I'm going to use the same ropes. I was like,
circle, man.
Yeah.
So you head down to the incinerator, and is there a flashback just before you go in?
You go in, and it pulls up the pedestal, and he puts Lou and the cufflinks on it.
Right.
And he pushes the button, and as he pushes the button, the flashback starts.
Right.
Or something. Oh no, it connects to Lou for the last time.
That's what we did, but before that, you have to actually complete the mission. As you say, you have to go to the terminal and
and then
put him on the front and put him on, and then it ends as if that's the end of the mission and all that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he's going to do it.
Because then does it connect, and that's why he sees that he is the sun. Is that bit?
I think so. I think you're right. Yeah.
Which again, that took like 8 million. The song as well. When you're walking up with Lou's song.
Yeah. Oh, there's some really good song placements in this. Really
my eyes were filling up just thinking it, because as soon as that started, it says Lou's song. I was like, oh, I'm broken. Oh no.
Oh man. So we get the flashback, and you see the whole picture basically.
Yeah. And that's when Sam kind of steps into the memory, and the Cliff stands up, and he says that they call you Porter, but you're Bridges to the future, and he says that again. And you're gonna go,
alright.
Oh, and then you see her shoot the baby, and you're like, oh my god, Bridget, you're crazy brat. And she's wearing the mask. I found that interesting. She was wearing the Die Hardman mask.
Yep.
It's almost like he then took it on as penance for the crime he was involved in.
But it wasn't him. It wasn't him.
I know, but it was his gun, and he tried to make him
oh man.
And then you see Emily putting the baby back out the world, and you're like, oh my god, I was a test tube baby. And then the wee Louise thing. Because it comes back.
Yeah.
It comes back from the flashback, and he puts it on, and as it's going to close, he grabs it, doesn't he?
He grabbed it before then. So you finish the mission, and then it cuts back, and he grabs it, and that's when he connects up.
Because he burns his cufflinks, he keeps them in.
Aye, and then when it comes back,
and he's like, wake up, and he's shaking.
Again, trigger people.
I was doing that thing where I rolled my head back and fell off the seat again almost. I was like, no.
I'd kind of gave up hope for wee Lou, I have to say. It was just long enough for me to go, nah, that's real, he's away. Tragic ending. But then it's a lovely kind of, poetic ending where it's raining and he takes him out, and he's got skin. I know skin on skin, and
the BT ghosties,
the babies, yeah.
Which doesn't really make sense because Cairo's gone and the timefall rain's gone and all that. So it's kind of like, right, I'm just going to say that was meant to be
the stylistic
choice.
And he goes out and it's raining, and he's got skin, and rain's on the skin and all that, and the sun comes out.
I was howling. I was pure. I was away. I was like, oh,
very nice.
Do you think he gets with Fragile? Do you think him and Fragile like?
Well, no, because he was saying no. She offered him a job, remember? And he's like, nah, I'm away. And off he goes.
Because he's away to live off the grid. That's why he burnt his cuff.
He's away living in a cabin somewhere, eating berries.
With
wee Louise.
he's going to be like, huh, look at me, I'm pure weird. But no, it was good. It was
what a journey.
I
I can't even just go over it again just now. I was kind of clock watching there, aware that the time was.
I know,
ticking.
same.
But
there's so many bits that you could keep talking about.
Oh my gosh!
Commenting on it. It's just
after episode 3, as we've said in the podcast, that's where the game starts, man. It just opens up and gets so thicker and
you know, I loved all the emails, all the side characters. Whenever you like strengthened your bond and got likes. I remember we had a brief conversation about like during the time about the social commentary and how they're replacing endorphins and the other word that I don't know because I'm not sciencey, with the likes because human interaction is so limited because of the world they live in and everyone's scared to bond and no one wants to have kids, and it was really, and I'm like, why is no one talking about the discussions that's a whole big social commentary that people just seem to be like glancing over.
And I'd mentioned to you as well, and it never really kind of manifested in any other way. But remember, I was saying to you at one point, Hartman gives you the like as the player.
Yeah, it turns to the screen and gives you. Yeah, it totally broke the fourth wall.
What was that all about?
Does Deadman do it at one point as well?
Maybe somebody else did it. Aye,
it is a bit off-putting. It's almost like
suddenly you're looking at me.
Yeah, like oh, well done you for doing that, and you're like, oh.
So it never kind of manifested into anything bigger, but
no.
Again, it could just be that social commentary of you get the likes.
You get the likes for that, and then he takes likes off you as well.
That's right.
Funny.
That's right.
But
very good, very good. Still 10 out of 10 for you, do you think?
Yeah. Do you know?
Oh gosh.
Like I'll give 10 out of 10 easily. Like, I'm really critical of stuff. I just loved the story. It had so many emotional impact moments like throughout it. It's not as if it's just like, oh, here's the end, feel sad. It built them up. There was lots of different types of gameplay. Like I loved when I had my rubber bullet assault rifle going around shooting people, or I could grenade them with blood and knock them out, or I could melee them, or there was just so much to it. Like that's why it was good, but it never felt like it was overstating its boundaries or over pushing it. Like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, where it's like, here's a giant world full of nothing. Go have fun, kids.
Aye.
Everything was purposeful.
You were definitely on a path, which I liked. I think that's maybe what I was trying to say earlier on about how it paces it really well and doesn't let you go anywhere you shouldn't be going. And I mean, I had to fight from getting distracted and doing roads and things like that. I had to stop myself doing it. And you know, it's funny. I always thought I would desperately want to go back and do it once I'd finished, and I don't, to be honest. I'm not desperate to do it. I think I will, and I think I'll enjoy it, but it's same. I
know it's there. I can go back and do my 5 stars, and I can do this and that, but I'm not like
I'm not gagging for it, which I thought I would be. I thought, I want to finish the story so I can finish that road.
But I think it's because the story was so emotionally draining by the end.
Aye, it was, and it was so much fuller than I thought it was going to be. Back in chapter 3, where I started doing the roads, it became so much bigger. It was great, really good. Would you like to see Death Stranding 2?
Nah,
I agree.
There's nowhere they could go with it. Like,
well, I think what they were saying was, if there was anything, it would be in the universe of Death Stranding.
It'd have to be a parallel story, but it would.
I don't think it needs it. I think it would take it away from that. I think that's a really good standalone game.
You'd never be able to have anything that had a meaningful impact on that universe.
Yeah.
Because it revolves around Amelie.
You know what it is now.
Yeah.
You know everything.
But even if they did it, you couldn't set it in the United States cities of America because it would make no sense.
Yeah.
Pico would make no sense because she never existed.
Yep.
To set it in another part of the world would be interesting, but that other part of the world is impact on the overarching story. It's just going to be somebody's story of surviving. So,
can you repeat that? You cut out a wee bit there, man.
Oh, I was just saying, if you set
somewhere else,
somewhere else, it's not going to have an impact on the overarching story of Death Stranding. That will have no input to the outcome or to any of the main story's life. It's just, but here's people doing a thing.
Yeah.
Which you're like, oh, could it be nice? Yeah. Does it need it? No.
I'm with you on that. I think it just stands alone. I'd much rather Kojima went away and put his mind into something new.
Well, apparently he's back in talks with Silent House.
Oh, is that right?
So the rumour mill says.
As Kojima Productions, or is Konami wanting in on the...
Oh, it'd be Konami, they still own the IP and stuff.
Right, okay.
So, but I think there may be like, oh, that turned it not bad.
Kind of doing it as a second party kind of thing, rather
yeah.
than... Oh, okay.
He's also been taught. He posted something on Twitter about watching a bunch of old horror films or different horror films for ideas. So I definitely think he'll have something out within the next 15 years.
Oh my. Kojima knows I won't play his horror game though. Kojima knows.
Nah, we'll get you playing it. Hilarious.
Anything else to say about Death Stranding before we tie it
No,
up?
just loved it. But interesting to hear other people's thoughts as well. So if anyone who does listen to the Spoilercast either strongly agrees or disagrees or has their own view on things, like,
yeah,
no, I just loved it.
Let us know. Here is how you can get in touch with the Nearly Men. Here it is.
Reaching the Nearly Men is easier than ever. Search for the Nearly Men Video Games podcast on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, or your preferred podcast player. We stream on Twitch. Follow Colin at Colin_NM. Follow Paul at Paul Kaczynski, all one word. Follow Gary at Blunderboy87. And let's get social on Facebook as The Nearly Men, Twitter and Instagram where we are at Nearly Men, or go old school and email us on info@thenearlymen.com. Need all that again? Links are on our website, thenearlymen.com. So what are you waiting for?
So yeah, please do get in touch. Get in touch. Let us know. What do you think? Do you agree with things was said? I mean, that was a bit more just going through the story and just enjoying it than I thought we would. I thought there'd be... I didn't think we'd speak as much as the story as that, but that was fine. I think it needed it. And it was nice to almost kind of refresh yourself on what happened.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, it's not Death Stranding. It's Death Stranding.
What?
It's not Death Stranding. Oh no, hold on, right. How would I say it? Death Stranding. Death Stranding is what we've been calling it.
Uh-huh.
But it's actually Death Stranding. The emphasis is on the death, not the stranding.
So when did the Death Stranding event happen?
Yeah, that's how they all say it.
Stranding. Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, mind's blown. Or continue talking. I find this funny thing.
Well, I was just going to say, it's not as complicated as we all thought it was going to be, and it was tied up nicely.
No, it was, and there are people out there trying to argue against that, and I'm like, there's nothing really left to answer. And for Kojima, that's like very well done.
Exactly.
Ran it into one game. The alternate title you could call it is Norman Reedus and the Funky Fetus, which I just find hilarious.
It does suit it. Well,
and once you've completed the game, you can just call him the Funky Fetus.
The Funky Fetus, because he is the funky. They're both funky fetuses.
Feti.
Garry Hogg-Simmons, thank you for joining me on the Death Stranding podcast.
Oh no, thank you for having a Death Stranding podcast.
It was good. I'm glad we got to do it.
Yeah.
And who knows what's next? So do join us. Episode 53, the podcast is out now. 54 will be coming probably next week, where we're going to talk about our Game of the Year award and different things like that. But we're beginning 2020 with a bang, and yeah, do get in touch with us. We'll try and work it so we can talk in the podcast about anybody that gets in touch with things. If we can talk about it without being spoilery, then we will. But in the meantime, it's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from Garry Hogg-Simmons.
Bye.
Take care, guys. Bye bye.